Everybody is screaming. You ghosted them effortlessly. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder. For my chosen ones in the back. Listen, family. Everybody is screaming. You ghosted them effortlessly. I need somebody to drop in the comments and say, I left on purpose. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say I left on purpose. Anybody remember the movie Straight Outta Compton? It's definitely a biopic, classic. But in Straight Outta Compton, when it got to the Dr. Dre part, when he was branching away from the record label Death Row, it had him and Suge kind of looking eye to eye, right? According to the movie. And, Suge kind of looked down on Dr. Dre like, what you gonna call the little record label? And Dr. Dre looked at him and said, Aftermath. And, Suge Knight kind of had that evil look, that evil smirk on him, like, good luck with that, When you look at a good person who leaves a toxic situation, the taker, the drainer, the abuser, when that good person finally get the strength to leave the taker, the user, the abuser, kind of look at that good person like, you got some nerve to be leaving me. How you gonna sustain without me? Matter of fact, you just switched up on me. No, I didn't switch up on you. I switched up how I allowed you to handle me. You get what I'm saying? Even when it comes to a job, right? All the way down to a job. Let's just say the job is like a little dead-end job, right? Stacking boxes, working at the airport, doing something that's dead-end. It's not really, any room for growth or major financial opportunities. Anyway, when you on that job and they see that you have potential to do more or you begin to do more, the job will start hating on you too. Like, yeah, he'll be back. Or they'll start acting like they don't want to handle your release paperwork. You get what I'm saying? They start giving you problems and trouble. It's because it's coming across like you are ghosting them effortlessly. And so when I say everybody is screaming, I mean that literally and figuratively, right? Literally because some people do be screaming when you leave, okay? Whether you're there to see it or not. But figuratively, because on the inside, it shows that they are screaming out for your help. Screaming out for your love, screaming out for your energy, screaming out for you to not leave. So I mean it both ways. What are you saying right now, Reno? You ghosted these particular individuals effortlessly, and they did not know that it was going to cause them to respond in a way. All right. And so with that being said, y'all, I want to speak about, why they're screaming inside and out. And of course, how you ghosted them, okay? But first thing is first, y'all make sure y'all leave a thumbs up on this video as well as subscribe to the channel. Y'all be sure to ring my bell so you can be notified after every single video I post. Yes, y'all, we're right here still in front of the legendary gray couch. What's going on, fam? How y'all doing? Okay, we coming in broadcasting on the Reno Speaks Life channel, all right? For those who already listen to me on my other channel, all right, my other family members, y'all know what your boy ate. Y'all know how my day going, but I gotta say it for my foodies over here and for the A1 day. Well, I can't call y'all the A1s, right? Because this is my second channel. Y'all my A2s, day twos, you feel me? But we still family. But anyway, day going good, y'all. It's a blessing. I'm glad to be here, glad to be living. Got my fingers, got my nose, got my limbs. You know what I'm saying? The Lord has smiled on me, all right? But outside of that, y'all, I haven't ate anything yet, but I will be doing some chicken wings, some macaroni and cheese, and some broccoli, all right? So that's what's going on for me. That's the menu with me. Y'all drop in the comments. Let me know how y'all doing. Are you blessed? Are you prosperous? How you feeling? What's going on, all right? But anyway, y'all, let's get directly into this banger, okay? Everybody is screaming. You ghosted them effortlessly. Let's talk about it. So number one, y'all, you escaped a fake tantrum, okay? You escaped a fake tantrum. You got to be careful with fake tantrums because this can be utilized as manipulation for your mind, emotions, even physically, all right? They're trying to manipulate you to do certain things and manipulate a situation for their greater good. I gotta pick on my ladies, y'all. Let me say this real quick. Women are natural manipulators. I'm gonna say it once again. Women are natural manipulators, all right? Now, I'm not saying this in an all bad way, but the nature of a woman can be naturally manipulative. Rena, what do you mean by that? So, number one, let me make sure I say this. I'm not on the hate train of women. I love women, all right? I am not dogging women out, okay? I love women. But the nature of a woman can be manipulative. Let me give y'all 3 different scenarios. When you think about a little baby girl, okay, she can be going at it with her mama. Soon as daddy come around the corner, she may start crying. When daddy come pick her up, guess who she look back at and smile at? Mama. Manipulation. Eve was just chilling in the garden, and the devil came by and said, look at this little beautiful little young tenderoni. How can I mess up God's creation? He went to rap into her ear. Remember, men fall in love with what they see. Women fall in love from what they hear. Okay? He went to rap into her, said that, hey, he don't want you to be as great as him, beautiful as him, lovely as him. This tree was made for you, girl. And she ate the apple and took it back to her man and manipulated him too and got them both casted out of the Garden of Eden. Manipulation. Let's just say your sister, all right, have been messing with the boys on the block, at school, on the bus, or whatever, okay? And one of them done clocked her upside the head. Now, if it's my sister, whether she wrong or right, I'm going to stand up by mine. But it don't take away from the point. If she been causing issues and then somebody done clocked upside the head and she got home and told me, brother, they hit me, I go out there and I go scrub them up real quick. Still manipulation. It's a natural nature that women have, okay? Now, for my point or my example, let's just say a woman can't get whatever she wants from her man, from her mama, from her grandmama, her granddaddy, whatever. She throws what we call a fake tantrum. If they walk away from that without giving her what she wanted or cried to get, then they just ghosted her effortlessly and she's left screaming. You see how that works, y'all? You escaped a fake tantrum, male or female, all right? But the point is, y'all, is you escaping that fake tantrum, you not falling for that emotional manipulation, you not falling for the, look at my eyes, you see? Look at my heart, I'm so hurt. You walked away effortlessly. You ghosted them. And that in itself is what's causing them to scream. They pulled out their best tricks. Number 2, it's going to be this right here, fam. You snatched the deal off the table. You snatched the deal off the table. So when I was a kid, maybe I was around 11, 12, no older than 13, right? I had a record deal with this group called Tate Music Group, right? Not a record deal. It was a contract, okay, called Tate Music Group. They wanted to sign me to this contract. I was like 11, 12, 13, something like that. They seen my potential. They seen what I was capable of. They noticed me, right, and they reached out to me. But it was a smaller discrepancy. Yeah, a smaller discrepancy. The discrepancy was they wanted to own all the publishing, the masters, and they receive, I believe, around 80 to 90% of the royalties. We got to snatch that deal off the table. Now, I believe my parents looked at it as well, but as a kid, I kind of felt that it was something off with it, but I had showed it to my parents, and they was just like, nah, this is not it, right? I believe it was my mom who was looking at it, but I also looked at it, and it just wasn't lining up. And they pretty much wanted to own me, like all these other, record labels. And then I had seen other people who they had signed, and they were going nowhere, just going nowhere. They were just pretty much signing people and taking advantage of them. I say all that to say this. When you ghost people like that effortlessly, you snatch that deal off the table or you leave them screaming. because they thought that they had, so much value, which is going to be a talking point. They thought that they had so much to bring to the table. They thought that you were so low and so less than, to where you had no choice but to take this deal. Nah, we still got sense over here. The point is, y'all, is that you snatched the deal off of the table. Whether that was the relationship, whether that was the friendship, whether that was you doing things for them, whether it was something that y'all agreed upon, you realized that they were trying to take advantage of you through that deal, and you snatched it off the table. And they couldn't believe it. Number 3, it's going to be this right here, fam. They used their value as bait. They use their value as bait. Yeah, a lot of people do it. Now, let me talk about my guys for a second. Yeah, y'all, we got to talk about the guys for a second. This is almost like a man who uses his money as leverage to manipulate a woman. You see how that works? A man who uses his money as leverage to manipulate a woman. All right? I'm not saying all men, but men who have money can do it and have been known to be doing it since the 40s, the 30s, the 20s. Even back when King James then was living. Even BC, y'all. All right? Anyway, when a man uses his money as leverage to control a woman, he feels that that woman is less than. He feels that that woman needs his resources. And since he knows this, now I want to maneuver you and navigate you and manipulate you to do the things that I want and need you to do for this green piece of paper. Manipulation. Reno, what are you saying right now? He used his value as bait. What happens when a woman says, no, I don't want to do that no more. No, I don't need your money. No, I got my own. No, I'm independent. No, I'm not willing to be manipulated by a man who don't care nothing about me just because he got that green piece of paper, that dollar, right? That dollar. Reno, what are you saying right now? He used all the value he had. And the fact that she still ghosted him effortlessly got him screaming, whether it's inside or out. Does that make sense, y'all? Drop in the comments and let me know. And that's the same thing with yourself. They use their value as bait. And you still said, looked them up and down and said, who you think I am? I got sense. I have integrity. I got dignity. I ain't going out like that. Somebody drop in the comments and say, who do you think you are? Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say, who do you think you are? Number 4, it's going to be this right here, y'all. Very powerful. The power of dis. What is dis? D-I-S. Discernment, intuition, and sanity. Discernment, intuition, and sanity. I just made that acronym up, y'all. All right, that's my acronym, but it makes all the sense. Now, when I say this, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it like this, y'all, because I'm very empathetic to the people who had to go through, traumatic things, right? But when you think about them Hollywood childhood stars, some of them don't have discernment, intuition, and their sanity by the time they become an adult. The same things can happen to adults as well, right? It can. But Hollywood itself, let's just say Hollywood itself. It can be the Hollywood childhood stars. It can be the Hollywood adult stars. Just Hollywood itself has a negative black cloud over it. All right. And so a lot of people lose or don't use their discernment, intuition, and sanity. That's why you see a lot of them coming out like, I was on drugs. I had to turn to sex. I was a prostitute. I was taken advantage of. They took me in this back room. A lot of this could have been avoided. Again, y'all, not all people, but a lot of this could have been avoided if they had their discernment, intuition, and sanity. Discernment, because you can judge people the way you can or the way you need to judge them. Intuition, because you feel when things are not right in your gut. And sanity, because you got your mind. A lot of them lose that noodle. A lot of them lose that noodle when they are in Hollywood because of the drugs, the lifestyle. Maybe they lost loved ones, how things are. They lose touch with reality. These things happen all the time to the people who are in Hollywood, all right? And like I said, y'all, I want to be very empathetic to the people who have, been victims of this. But no doubt that they did not have discernment, intuition, and their sanity as to why they resulted in these situations. Court cases, legal situations, finding themselves getting caught with their pants down. I mean, they go through some crazy stuff, y'all. But anyway, the point is, y'all, is that you have your discernment, intuition, and sanity. And you can ghost a person effortlessly, unlike the Hollywood people being able to ghost Hollywood. Come on now. You can ghost them effortlessly. Why? Because you have your discernment, intuition, and sanity. You haven't lost your mind over that man. You haven't lost your mind over that job. You haven't lost your mind over those people who don't value you, but you love oh so much. You have your discernment and your intuition. Number 5, y'all, the last thing is going to be this right here. Embarrassment, embarrassment, embarrassment. All right. Y'all remember the movie Love Don't Cost a Thing. Do y'all know why Paris was so mad at Nick Cannon? All right. When he wanted to announce the breakup, and not only did he announce the breakup, but he did it so sleazy. He did it sleazily. He did it nastily, almost like he was trying to portray an image like he dogged her out. Yeah, I'm a dog, the prettiest woman out in the school. You see what I'm saying? In Love Don't Cost a Thing, y'all, he broke up with her in front of everybody, in front of the whole school, and then he did it like a dog, all right? That caused the embarrassment. Now, I'm going to give you another scenario. This other scenario is when Paris told the truth in front of everybody. He paid me. He's not really cool. His real name is this. Right? Y'all remember when she caught him back there kissing the girl and he was trying to act like he was still cool? The jig is up, Nick Cannon. She told on you. It caused that embarrassment. Rena, what are you saying right now? The reason why she was screaming inside or out was because it was the embarrassment, and it came across like he ghosted her effortlessly. Like, everything I done did for you, you can just move on to the next one. In the same scenario with her. Like, man, you gonna really do this at this particular time on the beach? I'm about to get me some. Man, I'm talking to this chick here. Not right now, Paris. Did it effortlessly. Left him screaming. Turned him back into Al Johnson. Turned him back into the man with the fro. That's how impactful it was. The point is, y'all, is that it's the embarrassment that has them screaming. You ghosted them effortlessly. Does that make sense, y'all? Drop in the comments and let me know, all right? But fam, we gonna go ahead and do a recap and then we'll conclude this video. But number 1, you escaped a fake tantrum. Number 2, you snatched the deal off the table. Number 3, they used their value as bait. Number 4, the power of this. What is this? Discernment, intuition, and sanity. And number 5, y'all, embarrassment. All right. With that being said, fam, y'all be sure to get you a Yes Sir t-shirt, Yes Sir hoodie, book a one-on-one session with your boy. You can check out any one of my books. Keep a rich mentality. Peace.